worry about coughing and answering doors or whatever. I'll disappear back here. Press go on that. Yeah, I did. Okay, so we are doing a little bit of breathing, a little bit that's better. Okay, sorry, I've maneuvered everything around now how I want it. Let's start again. So today we are going to do a little bit of breathing, a little bit of stretching, nice gentle practice for a very hot day. So just start with checking in. So find a really comfortable seat. The idea, if you're cross-legged, is your knees want to be below your hips. So you can sit on a bolster like I am, or a block, or a chair. Equally, if cross-legged isn't comfortable for you, you can always be on your knees or sit somewhere that's really comfortable. And then just let your spine be naturally tall. So there'll obviously be curves in your spine, in the lower back, the middle back, the upper back, but just reach the crown of the head to the ceiling so you're sitting up nice and tall. Hands can be relaxed, or maybe palms down on your knees if that feels good. Or if you really want to connect with your breath today, then one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. And then gently close your eyes and just take a moment to arrive in class. Just take your awareness to the breath. Notice what your breath is up to today. Not trying to control it in any way, just observing what it's doing. Noticing the lengths of the inhales and the exhales. Noticing the depth and the breadth of the breath in the body. Where does the breath move you? And then have a check-in with how you're feeling today. Starting at your toes, working up through the ankles, the calves, the shins, knees, thighs, hamstrings, glutes, the pelvis, the lower torso, middle torso, upper torso, your hands, wrists, forearms, elbows, upper arms, shoulders, neck, and finally head. And then when you're ready, gently flutter your eyes open. And we'll do a few rounds of hugging breath. So as you inhale, stretch the arms out to the sides, really reaching the hands back as far as you can. And then as you exhale, cross the arms over, drop the chin and hug the arms around you. Inhaling to really open the arms out to the side again, stretching the chest, filling the body with air. And then exhale, cross the arms the other way and giving yourself a hug. Really getting the hands involved in the hug, holding your shoulder blades. Inhale to open, really expanding the chest. And then exhale, cross the arms the other way. And again, really get those hands involved in your hug. Inhale to open. And then exhale, cross the arms over, hug the arms around. Inhale to open, filling the chest with air. Exhale, drop the chin and hug the arms around. Do a few more like this, inhaling and then exhaling to cross. Inhaling, exhale, crossing the other way. after your next big exhale, just drop the arms down into the lap. Excellent. We'll do a few stretches through the neck. So start by just dropping the left ear towards the left shoulder. Just relaxing both the shoulders down, really letting the shoulder blades sit in their pockets at the back of the back. Really trying to release any tension in the neck. And then stretch the fingertips away from you. And bring the opposite arm over the top of the head. And just apply a gentle amount of pressure. And then bring the head up to center and release the hands. Maybe have a couple of circles through the shoulders. And then drop the ear over to the other side. And again, just have a few breaths there, letting the body settle in the stretch, relaxing the shoulder blades down the back. And then stretch the left fingertips away. And then maybe bring the other hand over the top of the head and just apply a gentle amount of pressure. And then release the hands and gently bring the head back up to center again. Then drop the chin forwards. Get the chin as close to your throat as you possibly can. And then interlace the fingers and cup the back of the skull. And press the back of the skull up into the hands as you resist that movement with your hands. Keeping that chin as close to your throat as you can. Relax the shoulder blades down, lengthening down the back of the neck. And then releasing that off, taking the hands behind you, interlacing the fingers and stretching them away, and then keeping the back of the neck long, lift the chin towards the ceiling until you feel a stretch down the front of the throat. And then touch your tongue into the roof of your mouth 30 times. And once you've touched your tongue into the roof of your mouth 30 times, bring your chin back to center and release the hands. Place one hand on your chest, place the other hand over the top. And then keeping the head parallel, so keeping the chin parallel to the floor. As you inhale, stretch the chin forwards, keeping the shoulders relaxed, keeping the chest still. And then as you exhale, pull the chin back, giving yourself as many double chins as you possibly can. Inhale, stretch the chin forwards like a tortoise, keeping your skull parallel to the floor. And then as you exhale, squeeze that chin in, giving yourself some double chins. Inhale, stretch the chin forwards like a tortoise. Exhale, squeeze it back. 3 more like this with your breath. Once you're done, just release the hands down. Maybe have another couple of circles of those shoulders, one way and then the other way. And then we'll stretch out those shoulders a bit more. So inhale the arms out to the sides, and then cross the left arm across your chest and hug it with the right. The hug is halfway up your forearm, so we're never on the elbow, we're always bone to bone. And then relax the left shoulder down. Really try and get that left shoulder away from your ear. And just have a few breaths here, hugging the arm in towards you, feeling the stretch through the outside of the shoulder. And then release the elbow, stretch it out again, and then take the right arm across and hug it with the left. Again, relax that right shoulder down, hug the arm in. Trying to keep the shoulders as relaxed as possible as you stretch through the outside of the shoulder on this side. And one more breath here. And then release that one off. Then we'll raise the left arm up above our head. Bend at the elbow and reach the fingers down towards the back. Take the other arm up and hold on to the elbow, and then just stretch out that shoulder, reaching the fingers directly down your spine. Staying up nice and tall, and try and make sure that your head is still balanced on top of your spine and you're not rolling forwards. You're keeping up nice and tall. Couple more breaths here. And then we'll release it off and go to the other side. Really stretching those fingers directly down the spine. Noticing where that stretch is in your shoulder, or maybe your neck, maybe your arm. One more breath here. And we'll release that one off. The next one is behind the back. So I'm going to turn around to show you this one. So we start with the left arm. Take the left arm round behind the back. Now we want to try and reach these fingers up towards our neck. So we're really reaching the fingers around. For some of us, this will really stretch out down the front of the shoulder. You can use the other arm, but it's a bit awkward. So just try and wiggle your fingers up there and get as comfortable as you possibly can. Just reaching those fingers up towards the neck. Palm is facing away from you, so the back of the hand is on your back. Couple more breaths here. And then release that hand down, and we'll do the other arm. So reach the hand around your back, palms facing out, and then wiggle it towards your spine, and wiggle your elbow around as well. And then start to reach those fingers up towards the neck. You'll probably find that you're more flexible on one side than the other. You might need the help of the other hand just to wiggle it around. And you'll probably find that one side feels more of a stretch than the other. Just have a few breaths there. And then release that one off. Maybe give the hands a shake. Okay, and then we'll link the both together. So take the left arm up above the head, bend at the elbow. Reposition it first to get it in the place that you want it. And then take the right arm around the back and see if you can wiggle it up to reach the fingers together. Sometimes a short towel or a scarf is helpful here if you can't reach. If you can just touch fingers, then just touch fingers. If you can interlink the fingers, then interlink the fingers. If you feel like you've got a bit more space and you want to try and wiggle the hands even further together, then wiggle the hands further together. Do whatever suits you best for your practice. And then just have a few more breaths here. And notice how close you can get your fingers or your hands on this side. One more breath here. And then release those off. Give the hands a little shake again, just to make sure that we've got the blood flowing nice and well before we do the other side. And then take the right arm up above your head, bend at the elbow, reposition it first so you're really reaching the fingers down the back, and then take the left arm around and see if you can touch fingers. Maybe just your fingertips, maybe you can go a little bit deeper. This side's tighter for me for sure. And then just have a few breaths here. Keeping the spine up nice and tall. Stretching that top elbow up towards the ceiling. Keeping the head balanced up on top of the spine. Gaze looking forward. Beautiful. Couple more breaths here. One more really big inhale. And one more really big exhale. And then release those off. Give those arms a little shake. Good stuff. Okay, I'm going to sit back on my bolster for the next one. So the next one's more about the side body. So reach the left arm down towards the floor or the side of your chair if you're sat on a chair. And then reach the right arm up and over. Really reach the fingertips away so you really lengthen down the whole right side of the body, and really press the right sit bone into whatever you're sat on to really lengthen in both directions. So your sit bone is trying to pull right down into the ground as your fingertips are trying to pull away in the opposite direction. And then send your breath into the ribs on the right side. Excellent. Couple more breaths here. And then sweep it all the way over to the other side. So on this side, really drive the left sit bone down into the mat, and then really reach the fingers away in the opposite direction, stretching down the whole side of the body, breathing into those ribs on the left hand side, really opening and lengthening. And as we sit in this pose for a little bit longer, see if you have a little bit more room, whether you can reach those fingertips even further away. And then sweep it back up to the center. Bringing the hands to your knees, and you want your hands as far away from your torso as you can get them, so definitely on your knees. As we inhale, really stretch the chest forward and scoop out the back. Then as we exhale, round through the shoulders, drop the chin to your chest. Inhale as we come forwards into our cow, really stretching that chest forwards, filling it with air. And then exhale, round through the back, round through the shoulders, drop the head. Inhale as we come forwards. Exhale as we round. Inhale forwards. Exhale, round. 3 more of these in your own time. And then once you've done your 3, bring your hands to your mid-thighs and just circle the ribs around, really getting some movement in the mid-spine. So our hips are staying completely stationary on the mat. We're trying to keep our shoulders above our hips as much as we can, although there'll obviously be a bit of movement. And we just circle the middle of the torso around. Excellent. And then we'll take it the other direction. Okay, one more shoulder stretch before we do a twist. I'm going to go sideways to show you this one. So we interlace the fingers behind the back, stretch the fingers away from us. We can have palms away, or if it's more comfortable and you want to turn, the backs of the palms away, or if you're more comfortable in turning the palms away, then you can turn the hands around and turn the palms away. What we're going to do here is as we inhale, we raise the hands up as high as we can, and as we exhale, we release them down again. Try and keep the shoulders directly above the hips. So inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, let them come back down again. So interlace the fingers, stretch the fingers away. And again, if you can't reach fingers, you can use a scarf or a belt here to help you with this one. I find it easier to turn the palms away, but do what's most comfortable for you. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, let them come back down. Inhale, lift them up. Exhale, back down. Inhale up. Exhale, down. Do 3 more with your breath. And then once you've done the 3, release the fingers and just come so that your feet are straight out in front of you and we're sat directly on the floor. So no blocks or cushions on this one. Really ground the sit bones down into the ground and then bring the left leg in. Lift it up, step it over the right leg. Keeping the spine nice and tall, turn around towards the left, hugging your right arm around the knee. Looking out over your left shoulder. The back hand can either be placed on the floor, or if you want to go for the wrap and wrap it around, trying to reach for the right thigh, then feel free to do so. But keep the head reaching up towards the ceiling so the spine is stacked, and then you can twist around its axis. We don't want any banana spines. Then as you breathe, really try and lengthen through the spine, reaching the crown of the head up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, see if you can twist a little more. Take 3 more breaths here. And then gently release that off, coming back round to the front, and then do a little gentle open twist in the other direction. And then uncross the legs and stretch the left leg out in front of you, and we'll move to the other side. So bring the right knee in, step the foot up and over the straight leg, sitting up nice and tall, sitting on our sit bones, turn around towards the right, hugging the arm around the front leg. The back hand can be resting on the floor, or if you want to wrap it around, reaching for the left thigh on this side, then wrap it around. Sit up nice and tall, crown of the head reaching up towards the ceiling. And then on your exhale, see if you can twist a little further. So as you inhale, reach the spine up nice and tall. As you exhale, see if you can twist a little further. Do 3 more breaths here. And then once you've done your 3 breaths, gently unwind back to the front and do a little counter twist in the other direction. And then we will move into final Savasana. So if you have your bolster still available and you want to pop it underneath your knees, feel free to do so. And then lie down on the floor, being completely relaxed. Let your legs be really heavy. Heels pressing into the mat. Your legs are really heavy. The calves, the knees, the thighs. Gravity pressing them down into the mat. The pelvis is really heavy as the coccyx bone presses down into the mat. The torso is heavy. The spine lengthens along the floor. Belly is soft. Chest is soft. As the ribs gently move with the breath. The arms are heavy. The hands, wrists, forearms, elbows, upper arms and shoulders. Really heavy as gravity pushes them into the mat. The shoulders are heavy. Collarbones are soft, spreading apart from one another. The neck is suspended as the shoulders and the back of the head are completely supported by the ground beneath you. Head is heavy. Back of the head pressing into the mat. The crown of the head feels light and the face is soft. Forehead free from frown lines. Eyebrows spreading apart from one another. Eyes taking a soft gaze on the back of your eyelids. The cheeks are soft. The jaw is soft, with the tongue floating in the middle of your mouth. The whole back of your arms, legs, torso, head is heavy as gravity presses it into the mat. And the whole front of the body, the throat and the face, is completely soft as you simply lay here and watch your breath ebb and flow in and out of the body. So gently start to think about moving, maybe wiggling the fingers and toes or stretching through the arms and legs, maybe hugging the knees in towards your chest. Move in whatever way your body wants to move. And then when you're ready, and there's no rush at all, roll over onto your side and come up to seated. And your lunchtime practice for today is done. So hopefully you can go about the rest of your afternoon feeling completely zen. Thank you for joining me.